Good evening, folks, and welcome to tonight's Master Plan Update Steering Committee meeting. Mike, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
You have to, please stand. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, folks, tonight we're going to talk about the charrette schedule. As far as board business, the minutes, what I'd like to do is defer them to our next regular scheduled meeting so that everybody will have had an opportunity to read through them thoroughly. And then we'll vote on them that way, and then we'll adjourn. So that's our only business for this evening. And the reason that we're going to discuss the charrette schedule, we had a charrette scheduled for 9 and 10 September. It's come into conflict with Congregational Church Open House and then also the Unitarian Church's Country Fair. So we've got some opportunities to try and mitigate the conflict that exists between the charrette scheduling and those two very important activities, along with the high school football game, opening of youth sports, that'll be going on certainly for the rest of the season. Both Friday nights for football and then certainly youth sports pretty much every Saturday and Sunday, it would seem. So with that, we received a note from Laura Sample from the Unitarian Church asking us if we could look at rescheduling, and 5 residents in town had wrote pretty much in support of that request, or at least making their own personal request, that we look at rescheduling. So what I've done is I've put together some options. These are not the only options. These are just options based on some conversation with folks, and Maureen's going to put them up on the board. And I'd like us to look at that, and then any that we that's not listed there that we want to consider, let's go ahead and put it up there also. So for the moment, give you an opportunity to look through those. First one, retain the current dates. Second, retain the current dates, but add a whole nother weekend. And you can see, and that estimate is from our consultants, RKG. I did ask for an estimate from them. So it'd be $8,500 to add an additional weekend. Retain the current dates and extend Saturday to an all-day affair, on the assumption that those folks who could not make it in the morning would come in the afternoon, and vice versa. That would add about $1,800 to our costs. Split the dates, retain the current Friday and reschedule Saturday sometime in the future, and RKG recommends that against it. And the reason they do, they feel there's great synergy by having the Friday and then the Saturday immediately following. Cancel the current weekend and reschedule to a later date. So one of the options there is we could use the currently scheduled second charrette, which is 30 September, 1 October, and then reschedule the second charrette to a couple weeks later or sometime in the future. Days for us to remember, in addition to certainly many of the other events that are going to go on in town, but certainly Veterans Day this year is on a Friday, so that would harm the ability to use 11/12 on November. The high school does have its trauma presentation 18-19 November, the Thanksgiving Day weekend. Certainly Thanksgiving's on the 24th, but most people find that to be a holiday on both the whole entire weekend, so that could be problematic. December, Hanukkah, and then certainly Christmas. But it's not so much those particular days, because I think we're all aware of that. It's just the lead up to the holidays in December can be sometimes problematic. And then the last one that I have on the board here, retain Friday as currently scheduled on the 9th of September, and then move the Saturday morning to Saturday afternoon. So open to any way you guys want to attack this. If you think you've got another option you want to put up there before we discuss the pros and cons of each one, we'll just go ahead and add it, okay?
Pretty comprehensive option list, I'd say.
What about, Paul, what about having the charrette at the town fair? Setting up a tent or something and moving it to the town fair, moving the input session of it.
Thoughts, folks?
It's not for or against, it's what the charrette is.
I know it's.
And your idea is a very good one in terms of scheduling, but it is my understanding from talking to the folks who've been to charrettes, you've probably been to one.
Yeah.
In this particular one, they actually work with maps and little tiny models and all the rest. I'm not sure that setting is calm and enough and focused enough, because distractions, kids running around and whatever running around.
And I would be worried too that I've never been to a charrette, but I'm getting the idea of how it works is I don't think we're encouraging people to come in for 15 or 20 minutes as they go through different things at the fair. Like, we want an investment. If they are going to come, we want an investment of their time so that we can make it worthwhile, make the experience worthwhile. So,
See, the way a charrette works is that the presenters, who'll be RKG, will get up and have some graphs and some information. They'll feed us information. They'll feed whoever's in the audience information. And then from that information, they'll throw out postulate some questions, which will hopefully emit some ideas on how the general population wants the town to look. And then they'll list all those ideas from everybody. And then at the end of the charrette, they'll tally those ideas and they'll rank them so that the ideas that came in, say there's 20 of the same ideas or similar ideas, they'll rank as number one. And if only one or two ideas came in, they'll rank, at the bottom. So they end up with a ranking of concepts that the town generally wants, that the townspeople envision this town to look like 20 years from now.
So as you've described all that, do you still want us to consider pursuing that?
No.
And just to be sure, Rich, are you sure that's the model they're gonna use? Because I participated in charrettes as well when the redevelopment of
Yeah.
Fort Devens was being used, and it was a little more interactive than that, which I thought was better, where along the way, ideas were thrown up and it was kind of modeled on
No,
a,
that's- you're-
rather than just,
You're within, I try to paraphrase it and pare it down. That's within the concept of a charrette, yeah.
Right, and from what I understand, the way Peter Flinker wants to run this charrette is a very hands-on modeling approach, so, you know.
yeah, how about
each-
this, how about that, and then
each
it's kind
person
of
that
organic,
goes-
everybody feeds
Right,
into it,
we'll-
right.
We'll
right.
have
So
a,
if
rather
those-
than just giving ideas, we'll have a time commitment to help design.
Yeah.
So
So
with
you
all that
need-
in mind,
Yeah.
how would you like to go through these?
well, I think we can throw, personally, I would recommend that we get rid of a couple right away. I don't think we can retain the current dates. I don't think that's fair to the other activities going on, nor fair to the charrette. So I think we gotta get rid of that. The current date, when I say retain the current dates, retain the current dates and times. I'm open to pushing the time to later in the day, we can discuss that. But one, I think should come off. Two, I don't think we should do another charrette unless we think we need to do another charrette just because it would be beneficial to the process and it's worth the $8,500. I don't think we should be trying to schedule another charrette just because we have a conflict. We can work around the conflict without shelling out another $8,500.
Yeah.
So I would throw that one out. I would consider extending the day. That might be a way to do it. I don't think we should split the dates, retain Friday and do a different Saturday, because, RKG doesn't think it's a good idea, and I agree with them. So I would throw 1, 2, and 4 right out.
Agree.
And then we can debate whether or not we make it a long day, we start later in the day, or we go to a totally different weekend.
Let's see if we have consensus on Mike's first three there, 1, 2, and 4.
Number 6 would be a problem for me, because I have the Tootsie Roll Drive with the Knights of Columbus. I need all the Catholic members to participate in it, because it's a big fundraiser for us. And
Understand.
it's Saturday afternoon mass.
Yeah, I have a personal conflict on the afternoon when had these dates proposed. I got my nephew's wedding is in 4 o'clock in Westminster, so the afternoon wouldn't work. And I also noted that's just personal, I mean, if that works for everyone else, fine, but it didn't sound like Judy was that much in favor of having the afternoon either. The morning's supposed to be a continuation of the night before, and I think, I agree with, I guess, Mike's points too, especially the all-day session. That lends itself to people coming and going, having one crowd in the morning, one in the afternoon. You don't have a
Yeah.
consensus by doing that. So I personally have no problem with retaining the current dates, but for reasons others have stated, that's should go. 2, 3 don't make any sense to me.
Okay,
4 doesn't make,
so-
I think 5 is by default gonna end up being,
All right, slow down a second. So we're all consensus at 1, 2, and 4 to knock out?
Yes.
I would add 3 to that.
Hold on, one step at a time, Paul.
Okay.
Now, if everybody's in consensus on 1, 2, and 4, are we all also on 3?
I have no problem with throwing 3 out.
Me too.
Yeah, I think these should be part of the, but before I say that, Paul, I think you did a fabulous job in coming up with all of.
I'm not worried about that. Just focus on the schedule, please.
No, I think it really did. I don't want to hurt your feelings.
I'll
by
wait
saying-
till I get home and my wife can praise me. Just let's focus on this. All
I don't want to hurt your feelings.
right,
Yeah, 1, 2,
so now,
3, and 4.
of 5,
I like 5.
well, tell me which part of it you like. There's 4
Well,
things on there
the
that say
problem
it's
is that I
bad.
don't know which date I set up.
Well, I mean, I would like to go with, I think the 30th and the 1st is fine, because it's not too, it's in the time frame roughly. And then I feel like we could probably worry about the second charrette later if we wanted to.
Well,
Or
the
we can figure
14th,
it out.
15th, why not? I mean,
Or
do
we
we,
can
do
do
we
it.
know of any conflict with that? I mean, other than the obvious ones. That's not Columbus Day weekend, is it, by any chance?
No, it's previous weekend, it's Columbus.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it would be, I like that because it's compact, we build the energy the first weekend, we take a week off, we do it again, boom, we're out the door.
That's a good point, too, yeah. And I'm in agreement on that, and I also think it's important, because I thought it was important when we set these dates early. If we're trying to get people interested, the earlier they get it into their schedule and make other things around it, the better off we are. So I'd rather pick a date tonight than wait to
that's
pick
fine.
the second one.
Oh,
Otherwise, we're gonna end up in January.
Right.
yeah, and the reason to stay inside of this calendar year instead of next calendar year is so that we can have a product.
Right.
On time.
And give RKG the most amount of time to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
with the information.
So while that's not up here as one of the assumptions, let's lay that assumption out.
Yeah.
Is, it has to be this calendar year. And as we start looking at dates that impact the availability this calendar year.
Right. You can't go into much than early November, because you're just gonna get nailed. Nobody will come. Right,
Are you missing Columbus Day?
That's the weekend before.
It's like the 10th this year, Columbus Day.
Okay,
I think that's the Monday.
but that's September, oh yeah, never mind.
Just to mention one little wrinkle, I think what's been discussed up to this point is sensible. My concern here is, the other trick here is weather, because it's my understanding the charrette also involves doing, and I think this is worthwhile, a tour on the part of participants of the common, because when you walk calmly around instead of whistling in the dark, you can see stuff.
Right.
And so it's outdoors. Now, how much of the follow-up of the actual sitting there and moving things around is outdoors or indoors, I have no idea where this would be done. So, we have to think about what happens if it rains.
Golf umbrellas.
Yeah, it's not gonna rain.
All right, that's it, that's settled then, all right.
I'm playing golf on September 30th, it ain't gonna rain.
That's it. Okay, we'll get that, putting that in the book.
Is there a golf tournament that day?
No, it's mine down in Connecticut. You're not invited.
See, already it's starting.
Just wanted to make sure we weren't running up against something else.
Seems like 5
Does
days.
the football team play a home game on either of those nights, the 1st and 15th?
I don't know.
Okay.
Is that a calendar I can pull up?
When is football night?
We can't, I hesitate to worry about it, because we just, you can't.
I'm just saying, we gotta be
Yeah.
prepared to be.
Yeah,
flexible.
it's just, if it happens, it happens.
I will say the
Football game
first-
doesn't kick off till 7, people can want to participate in part of the day, they can, and, it's just.
So we're now looking, just so I understand where we are, we're looking at 5A and B?
There's certainly those dates were already established,
Right.
so they're available to us to use. 2 weeks in between two of them, you feel that's enough?
I think it's close enough to keep the momentum.
When's daylight savings? It's near the end of October, right? So I'm just saying, you wouldn't want to do it after daylight savings, because again, if we're gonna be doing stuff outside, well, I guess the second one, what are we doing? We don't even know what we're doing for the second one yet, are we? Do we?
On the common, the charrette for the common, they're just doing a walking tour of the
Right.
common, starting at 2:30, going till,
So that's fine.
maybe 4
Right,
at the longest.
okay.
Last year, no, the day of savings was November 1st.
Yeah. Now, we're okay on daylight.
Right.
Not worried about that. That's a month from now. Yeah, so 2 or 3 minutes a day, 90 minutes. Sunsets no early than 6, I think.
I mean, I guess you just have to ask yourself, is 2 weeks too close? Would you want to go 3 weeks? Or are you okay with 2 weeks and just, we're done? I think 2 weeks is plenty.
I think you risk losing people if you go beyond 2
Too
weeks.
far, yeah.
Plus, the other thing is, if we do have bad weather, the sooner we have them scheduled, then we have some flexibility that if we really, if it was monsoon-like, and we could cancel and reschedule.
Yeah.
Sunset 6/28 that day, 30th.
And it'll be fresh in our heads too, we'll be able to do it again, we'll know what we're doing, we'll just have to come off one, so it'll be good,
Right.
yeah,
And it's not looming over us. We're done, and we don't have to worry about it anymore.
that's also nice.
All right, so we've talked it in the terms of our availability and our stamina and our rhythm, so to speak. Now let's talk about folks in town's rhythm. Are you confident that 2 weeks works for folks? And it's a level, it's a
Yeah,
bit of a crapshoot, I get it.
We had such a good turnout at the kickoff meeting. I feel like people are ready to go on this, and we will get,
Those that are into it are
Yeah,
into it,
exactly.
those that aren't, aren't.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we'll be fine.
There was something in one of the emails that said that the organizer of the fair invited us to set up a table at the fair.
I want to get to that. but
Okay, I'm sorry, I was
running
just
on
saying,
schedule
go to feet.
first.
Okay, yep.
I think we have consensus.
Yeah.
Well, the
Okay,
September 30th?
so the consensus Mike is suggesting is we cancel the current one on 9/10 September, use the 30 September 1 October as our first common charrette, and that common with a capital C, meaning Littleton Common, and then schedule the second one for 14/15 October. Is everybody in agreement with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, and that confirms with our conversation with Judy Barrett, our KG consultant. Okey-doke.
Renato, back to the studio.
Yeah.
Now, is there anything on the 14th or 15th of October that's...
First one to A, and then the second one.
What I did is I went to the town website, I went to the school's website, I went to national holidays, international holidays, I went to religious holidays, and I didn't find anything other, for the most part, is what I have there. I bet your next paycheck, I've missed something. Want to take that bet?
Oh, you're kidding. Right after the
But,
emails this past week.
Once again, I've gone through multiple different calendars, for different organizations and try to deconflict as best as possible. And we know it's a combination of our availability, activities in town, the consultant's availability. Because believe it or not, you think $150,000 would have bought them for 365 days, 24/7, but it didn't.
They have other
They have other
clients.
jobs too.
Yeah, we're just one of their
So-
clients.
Yeah, so trying to balance all that. Okey-doke. All right, we're all in agreement then, we will cancel the current weekend of 9/10 September, and we'll move those dates, the 30th of September and 1st of October, and then have the second charrette, which is much more broad-brushed with many different subject areas on 14/15 October.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay? All right, will you compose an email to Judy and let her know that, please?
Absolutely.
All right, thanks a bunch. Okay. You may recall the suggestion you brought up.
I did?
I offered that to the group many, many weeks ago. We had no
did?
takers,
None?
none, for the
Oh,
the out-of-the-country fair.
Okay. I thought it
Now, you brought it up again,
Mm-hmm.
and now that we are not going to be in a charrette on that particular morning, who would like to participate?
What's
Set
the
up a
date?
table.
What's the date?
The 10th of September. It'll be a week from Saturday.
Out.
So set up a table similar to what we do on third Thursdays.
Yeah.
What's the time frame? Do you think roughly?
It opens at 9 in the morning.
Closes at 4.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a case where you got to sit there all 7 hours or so.
I hope not. I could be available for like the morning, like 9 to 1.
All right.
Something
I
like
certainly
that.
want at least 2 people on at
Yeah.
a time.
I'm going to be setting up and taking down there anyway, so
Uh,
I can do it
You-
some of the time.
You want to do morning with Mike?
Sure.
Okay.
And for reasons stated earlier, I can do part of the morning, but I can't do the afternoon.
Okay,
so I-
that's good.
Yeah.
I'll
Mike?
take,
All right.
Yeah, since I have to be absent for the new date for the charrette, I'm more than happy to volunteer for
You want to give me around?
for the, what do you call it, to work
Country
the,
fair.
work the fair with whoever shows up, like Melissa.
In the morning?
Huh?
In the morning?
The whole day if necessary. I mean, it is what it is.
Why don't you
what it is.
take the afternoon, because we got 3 in the morning already.
Okay, I'll do
I
the
can as
afternoon.
well. I'll take the afternoon with Mike.
I'm
We're
gonna
kind of
be
partners in
Which
crime.
one are you not going to be at?
that day.
What?
Which one are you not going to be at?
Probably,
You going to be out in California?
this time, no,
Hold on one second, guys.
Mexico,
Guys,
Colorado. and
guys, we'll get your travel agent later.
Please, no, this is
Are
important.
you looking for a motion to
I'd
adjourn?
probably be there in the morning, but the afternoon I'll be running around doing the
Okay,
Tootsie
you
Roll.
can do morning, all right.
I'd prefer to do afternoon, so.
Okay.
I'd like to-
Okay, that works out. So you and Mike in the afternoon.
Well, Melissa has to be there, otherwise it doesn't feel right.
Melissa, Mike, and Bartlett, and me and Paul, and John's hanging around.
Renat, do you have any availability that day?
I need to double check.
Okay, but the good thing is, we've got both shifts covered, so to speak.
Yep.
I figure, somewhere between 9 and 12 for first shift, 12 to whenever. And certainly past experience,
Whatever to whatever.
by 3 o'clock or so.
Yeah, it'll
So
start
die
slowing
down,
down
yeah.
pretty rapidly.
Where is it at?
Fay Park.
Bay Park.
Bay Park, okay.
Should we bring shirts?
And
Yes.
that's, yes, please.
Sure.
We will bring shirts. We will have T-shirts on ourselves.
Can we acknowledge
That's
the only person in the room who
Yeah,
did tonight?
okay. Yeah, I do, but I want to try and stay on focus, one thing at a time, please. So, that is what we will do on Saturday. I can bring a table and a tent and chairs. Everybody else just bring yourselves, right? Can I ask you to get with Debbie and or Laura to get us a booth time, please? Booth location? Okay, thank you. All right, to T-shirts. Recognize Renato.
Ronaldo, gotta thank you. You know, you really,
Gold star.
you do it, you know,
Do a spin.
Bottle it.
Oh, yeah, looks good.
thank you.
Get in trouble with
Get a
that.
free shirt to myself or my stranger. Do I have to pay for one of those?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Please, address the chairman one at a time, so we'll get to you.
I want to be heard now.
Now I know why he came. I couldn't figure out why he was here, but now I figured it out.
Okay, now on T-shirts. The Friday night's football game. We've already made arrangements to have the cheerleaders toss T-shirts into the crowd. Working with Mike Lynn, the athletic director, to do that.
Yep.
So now, can I ask you to make an announcement
Yes.
at the game at halftime? That pretty much, that
Yeah.
elevator speech of what it's about, and that the cheerleaders be doing that, so I appreciate that. So now, who can come to the football game? And you're not gonna get free admission, you're gonna have to pay. And then toss some t-shirt, help the cheerleaders with the t-shirts.
Totally, I would love that job.
Okay, you're there,
Signed up.
I'll be there,
Hopefully, I'll
Anybody
work on my
else?
throwing.
9 September.
But I just have a thought, on the t-shirts, I assume they're gonna be bound up in some sort of
Yes,
little.
I've asked
Should we
Mara
put a
about-
note inside telling them about the charrettes?
That's a good idea. I like
So when they
that.
get them and they open it up?
Yes.
Boom, there you go.
The flyer,
Right, the flyer.
Yeah.
okay, which we will ask
You will have a new
RKG to
flyer
redo the
with 2 dates
flyer.
on it.
Cool.
So things I'm gonna ask you to do, certainly contact Judy, contact the Unitarian Church, and the bits with Judy is the flyer has to be redone, obviously. And then get Kirby to take the public service announcement down, please. And then you and Mike can redo
We'll do a
one.
new one.
Yeah.
We're pros from Dover now.
Crank that right
Figure that
out.
right
You
out.
can take care of our social media,
Yes, yes.
and at least
Yeah.
put the new dates, and then we'll get a new flyer.
Is it definite, like, ready to go with that, or do you need to double check with the consultants
No,
first?
because this is coordinated already as far as
Oh, okay,
availability
those
dates and
options,
stuff.
that's right,
Yeah.
okay, good. So we're ready to go on that, okay.
Yeah, I want to make sure that they had availability too.
Yeah,
well, should Kirby take it down, or should he put a note up there? Take it down, put a note.
No, we're taking it down, and Renato and I are gonna do a new one. When we do the new one, we'll explain what happens, and we'll get it cleared out.
Yeah. You guys think we'll be able to do it before the 9th?
Oh, yeah, we'll probably do it this week, yeah.
Friday,
We'll do it,
super.
Yeah.
Super. All right, anything,
Do it like by Wednesday.
all right, anything
Get it done.
specific to the charrette
We'll talk.
scheduling then, folks? Renato?
No, I think it's fine.
I think it's okay.
Melissa?
good.
What should we assign Peter, our only missing member, to do?
And we do miss
Everything.
them, don't we?
John? Hey, Gino, appreciate you coming, so,
You throw me out?
no, you can stay. We're all leaving, but you can stay. Do you have anything you'd like to share with us, please?
You want me to say something?
I'm asking you, if you have something, you
I
know,
like,
pertinent?
I like to say something. The reason I'm here is because I gave the gentleman a ride, and we had a little conversation. So in your agenda, I just appreciate if you can support the housing authority to donate about 7 or 8 acres so we can build housing for the seniors. Okay, we got a 350 application there. There's people that can't afford to live in Littleton, all right? Campbell is trying to get vouchers. That's gonna work only for a little bit, because that's gonna be on the ballot, because I don't think the town is gonna support that. But building some housing for the seniors, if the town donate the land, the state will give you the funding to build those housing. Only I need is 50 or 60 units. We have a 350 application. That's all, we do so much for everybody else, without mentioning your name. It's about time that the town realize there is a need for housing for the seniors. I might be the only one to mention, now that I got not only elected by the people that I love so much in Littleton, I got appointed by the governor. And myself and him, we're gonna have a conversation in September. So do I have to have the governor to come over here and says, don't you understand that Gino needs a piece of property so the state can build the housing for the seniors?
So when
Now,
you're
he's
talking about-
very concerned about homeless.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about homeless.
Okay. When you're talking about the governor appointing you, you're talking about the Housing Authority of Littleton.
Yes, he appointed me on the housing authority.
So that's where I'm going to ask you to help us help you on that.
I help you guys, but don't do like
Because-
Mr. somebody that without mentioning name. First he says, yeah, we'll give you 7 acres, then he says, no, we can't do that, we're gonna build a soccer field.
Let's
Like
not
we
worry-
don't
Gino,
have
let's
enough
Let's
soccer
not worry about other
field in
folks.
Littleton.
Let's talk about how we can help each other.
All right, we can help
Discuss it.
each other, but just,
Allow me to offer what I'm going to ask you to do, is, we have the housing production plan.
yes,
That is certainly one of the legs of the master plan itself,
yes.
right? You have intimate information and knowledge as to what's going on with the seniors and the like in the housing authority. So I'm going to ask you, to go back to the housing authority and see how you can help shape a piece of the plan that we can seek to have inserted in the master plan, so that you're helping us do that. And that way, that's something that we can work with the consultant, in addition to what we've already done with the housing production plan, to see how we can pull that together, along with other senior amenities in town.
I did take the advice of a nice gentleman that is in a board of selectmen, without mentioning any
Okay,
name.
so-
And he says, I have to have support from the housing authority.
I'm asking
I said that.
to stay focused on this, okay, how we can, now, our next regular meeting is September 6th.
Okay, I'll
That
be
may be
here.
too soon to do that. But following that is October 25th.
Okay,
So it's not so much in the guise of the charrettes, although that information comes up in the charrettes is not only acceptable, desired,
Right.
but specific, and we can make it an actual agenda item on the 25th of October. Does that sound okay, folks?
would it be much better if I bring some young elderly with me here, maybe about 50 of them or something like
Gino,
that?
we will welcome anybody and everybody from the town to come to our meetings.
All right.
So certainly, yes.
Because
that
I don't
help?
I don't want people to think it's only Gino want something. I don't want anything. I want them to get something.
Understand.
That means the elderly.
What we've just discussed, does that help?
We'll help you.
Okay. Anybody
You
else
help
wanna add-
us, we'll help you.
Anybody else want to add anything else?
I will certainly second Gino on the need. I'm also a member of the Housing Authority.
So you're in unison then with what we just discussed? Think
Yes.
we can approach it that way?
Yeah.
Okay, great, thanks. All right, if there's no other business, thanks for coming out tonight, folks. And folks, thanks for watching on television. And we certainly are happy that we were able to accommodate the various things that are going on in town on the 9th and 10th. So,
I'm very happy that you made that decision.
I think a lot of people are, that we made that decision as a group. Yeah.
right. Have a motion?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion made, second to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Thanks much.
Thank you.
Shut TV off, please.